the Debtless ones, an essay on the freeloader myth. There is a peculiar spell woven into the modern mind, a logic of debt that confuses balance with burden and gift with guilt. Under the spell, the Aboriginal person who once lived by reciprocal generosity with the land is reimagined as a freeloader. But the truth is far older and more subversive than this colonial mirage. It is the debtor who sees the debtless as a threat. Number one, the spiritual geometry of debt. Western civilization is built on a metaphysics of owning. The soul owes obedience to God, the citizen owes taxes to the state, the worker owes labour to survive, even the earth herself is treated as a creditor, demanding repayment through poverty, productivity, and progress. In this geometry, everything must be justified through transaction, through evidence of toil or output. The Aboriginal law, the law of Budja, land, country, has no such access. In the dreaming, existence itself is the repayment, to breathe, to walk, to care for country, to sing the ancestral names. These acts already complete the circle. Nothing is owed because everything already participates in giving. So when the Western eye looks upon an Aboriginal person resting, walking, laughing, living without visible productivity, it misreads the scene. What has he earned, it asks. The answer, in Dreamtime logic, in the netting, is radiant and absurdly simple. Being is the earning. Number two, colonisation as inverted economy. When the colonisers arrived, they brought not only muskets and creeds, but also the cult of labour. They could see not value unless it was extracted from soil or soul. A forest uncut was idle land. A person unenslaved by time was lazy. Thus the myth of the freeloader began as a mirror spell, the industrious empire accusing the still world of sloth to justify its own theft. Under capitalism, exploitation disguises itself as contribution. Those who feed the machine are praised, lauded. Those who live outside it are condemned, hated. Aboriginal people who once inhabited an economy of spiritual exchange, gifting, custodianship, non-ownership, became the heretics of the new order. The coloniser's sin was projection, seeing his own parasitism on land, labour and life, reflected in the people who took only what they needed. Number three, the hidden fear behind the accusation. Why does the accusation persist? Because the debtless presence of the Aboriginal unsettles the debtor's conscience. To stand beside someone who belongs wholly to a country, who does not measure worth by accumulation, is to face an unbearable question. And that question is, what if all our working, striving, paying and buying is the real freeloading on Earth's generosity? The so-called freeloader lives by gratitude. The consumer lives by extricating. Yet the consumer calls himself self-made, while standing on fossil ghosts and unpaid histories. The Aboriginal body, still here after invasion, genocide, whatever you want to call it, is a living rebuke, proof that there is another way to exist without perpetual debt. Number four, The esoteric reversal. In esoteric law, every lie carries a inversion. The name freeloader conceals the highest spiritual complement. It means one who rides freely upon the currents of life, one who does not bind themselves in artificial bondage, one who trusts in the hidden covenant between human and earth, that everything needed will arrive through right relationship, not possession. This is why Aboriginal cultures speak of care for country rather than ownership of land. Others' ownership enslaves both owner and owned. Care liberates both. To live in that state, unattached yet responsible, is to embody the secret alchemy of freedom, the freedom to receive without greed and to give without loss. Number five, returning to balance. Modern Australia cannot heal until it understands this inversion. The freeloader myth is not an insult to Aboriginal people. It is a confession by a civilisation that cannot imagine life beyond debt. When we begin to see that balance, not profit, is the true currency of existence, when we understand that the dreaming is an external economy of exchange between breath and soil, then we will glimpse what the settlers could not. The Aboriginal freedom was never laziness, but sovereign harmony. And in that revelation lies the greatest irony. The freest people on earth were once condemned for their freedom. Thank you for listening.